Hey, what's up, Raider Nation? Welcome to another video for the Black and Silver Way. Last night, as you know, the Eagles and the Chiefs played for Thursday Night Football, and the Chiefs were able to get the victory over the Eagles 26-16. I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm not a fan of anybody else, but of course I wanted the Eagles to win over our division rivals, and Eagles fell through last night. Their offense couldn't produce shit. Michael Vick was off. Looked like their offensive line was off too, and the Chiefs beat them in Philly, and Andy Reid came back for his homecoming with a victory. So I cannot believe that the Chiefs are off to a 3-0 start. They were the worst team in the league last year, and it's pretty amazing to see the turnaround that a quarterback and Andy Reid, a head coach, can make on a damn franchise. Okay, yesterday I was at work and I ended up, I watch ESPN in the mornings, and I saw like, stay tuned. We're going to be talking about the worst franchise this year in the NFL, like their predictions of who's going to be the worst franchise and who's going to get that #1 pick next year in the draft. So I was like, okay, for sure. I want to see what they have to say about the teams. I want to see if they're going to actually conclude the Oakland Raiders to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. Anyways, they were talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars, and all of a sudden, one of the guys who were talking about it, they're like, what about the Oakland Raiders? Are they going to be the worst team in the league? And for the first time ever in a long time, ESPN analysts, like 3 of them, were like, no, the Oakland Raiders will not be the worst team in the league this year. They got a really good defense. Terrell Pryor is really young, could make a lot of plays for them. Darren McFadden had a good game against the Jaguars last week. If he could keep that up, then we could produce and be a competitor. And I was very amazed when I seen that ESPN was actually saying that we can compete this year, because always they be hating on us. And I'm glad to see that 3 or 4 of the ESPN analysts said no. And the one guy said, can they be that worst team? And all 3 of them are like, no, because they got really good defense. They got a lot of young people on offense, and if the consistency stays up, we can hit a wild card. And I thought that was really cool to see. And shouts out to ESPN for, showing an upside on our franchise. Another thing is, my boy sent me a link yesterday, last night. And he told me that, I guess, Denver, Colorado, some kind of appliance company is going to give, a lot of gifts to the fans, like a free gifts, if the Raiders get shut out by Denver on Monday night. I don't know what that's about, but I guess they've been doing it for the last, 4 or 5 years. It's kind of disrespectful. They're saying that, if they shut us out, they're going to give us all this stuff. I mean, obviously, they're a bunch of fanboys for the appliance company in Denver. They're all a bunch of Bronco fans. But just to publicly say that, and then NFL Network to go ahead and blog about it on their website, saying that there's going to be an appliance giveaway if the Oakland Raiders get shut out. I mean, just doubting us already, and I just think that's bullshit. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys real quick. I thought that was pretty stupid. What do you guys think about Trent Richardson getting traded to the Colts? That was pretty insane. I was at work and I ended up seeing that the Browns traded Trent Richardson. Now they trade for Trent Richardson. They're really hungry for a franchise running back, and I don't know what that means for the rookie or whatever, Ballard. I don't know if he's a rookie or he was a rookie last year. I don't know what it means for him. That's not good, and he must be freaking scared because he's hurt. He can't do anything about it, and Trent Richardson's not that bad of a running back, so we'll see how he does. I know a lot of Browns fans were really pissed off, though. I know all the Browns fans, that was like their franchise player, and they just trade him away after the first year, so very disappointing, I guess, for the Browns fans. I feel your pain. We have done a lot of stupid moves in the last, 5 or 10 years as well. You just got to ride it out and see what goes on. Monday night, we play the Denver Broncos, and this is going to be the first real game, in my opinion, that's going to be very hard to compete with. The Colts game, very good game, that was a really good game, but Denver is a very tough team this year, and we're going to go into Denver. It's going to be Monday Night Football. Everybody's going to be watching it, and it's going to be a sold-out game. It's going to be very loud. And another good thing is Darren McFadden always does really well against Denver games. He's had his highest career games against Denver since he's been in the league for almost 5 years. And hopefully Darren McFadden can step up. I think this is what it needs. If we want to pull out a win, guys, we got to convert in the red zone. That's one. We got to convert in the red zone every single time, or at least half of the time we got to get in the red zone. Second, Greg Olsen has to be a guru goddess. He's got to know how to fool this Denver defense. He's got to know how to keep them on their toes the whole time, because if he keeps them on the toes, keeps them second guessing, we could make some big plays like we did against the Colts. So hopefully he's got something up his sleeve, and if he does, then he's got to put it all on the table. You got to bring your big guns for this one, okay? So that's what I have to say about Greg Olsen. Darren McFadden, we got to have him break out. We got to have him have a 100-yard game minimum. He's got to get 100 yards. He's done it a lot against Denver in his career, but we really, really need him to come through this year. And I know Denver's going to try and stop Darren as hard as they can, but Darren's got to fight through, and he's got to really help us out. This is going to be very clutch. Another thing on the offense is Denarius Moore. He's got to be playing like a starter, okay? The last 2 games, he's been slipping, dropping 2 open passes last game, getting a legal block in the back, losing yards, getting penalties. He had a really bad game against the Jaguars. We really need him to step up and be consistent like how he was his rookie year during the Charger game. I thought we were going to have the next Jerry Rice on our hands. He had ridiculous catching his whole rookie season against the Bills. He had that insane catch in the end zone from Jason Campbell, and now it seems like he's very inconsistent and he's losing his hands right now. And I don't know if he's maybe nervous because Rod Streeter's on his ass, or maybe losing Hayward Bay kind of threw him off his right-hand man for a year or two. I don't know what it is, but we got to get Denarius Moore to be consistent this game. He's got to make some big catches. He's got to step it up. He's got to be like Rod Streeter, and Rod Streeter is doing a great job so far. So let's hope that Denarius Moore can step it up. 5 things. We need to have that the offensive line blocking really well for Terrell Pryor. I know we have a lot of problems where he has to run out, but I think if he has a little more calm in the pocket, he will make some slants. He will make some curl routes. He'll make a lot of more consistency throws. So let's hope that he could step it up with the offensive line. Defensive line, Charles Woodson right off the bat. He needs to be, this is the game right here of the year. He needs to be ball hawking. He needs to do everything he's been doing lately. Everything he's been doing lately has just been a warm-up to me. He's doing a great job, but this is like the game where he needs to play when he won MVP, Defensive MVP award back in like 2008 or 2009. He definitely needs to be a game, okay? So I'm not really worried about that, Charles Woodson. And another thing is Usama Young going to be stepping in for Tyvon Branch. Tyvon Branch is out for the season, guys. He broke his leg. But it's time for Usama Young to step up. During the Seahawks game in the preseason, right off the bat, that first drive, Russell Wilson bombed it downfield, and he totally got beat out by the route. I know he's good on the blitz. I know he's got a few sacks already this year with this. I think he has like 3 sacks already. But the thing is he needs to be good on coverage. So he needs to be covering downfield. Peyton Manning likes to throw, and he'll pick at that. He knows, he studies the defense, and he'll know that Tyvon Branch is out, and that's a backup. So definitely Usama Young needs to be on his toes. So Charles Woodson, he needs to really play his A game. Usama Young needs to step it up and make sure to be aware of the passing, because I'm telling you, Peyton Manning's going to be picking out this defense. This is where we're going to see the defense, their true colors right here. Another thing, Jason Hunter's been having a good game. Lamar Houston, the defensive line is way better than it's ever been. With Richard Seymour, Tommy Kelly, all these bum-ass free agents that we used to have, these high-end free agents, we need our defensive line looks way better, and we have like almost no names on our team besides Lamar Houston. So Jason Hunter, Lamar Houston, they need to continue to do a good job and put pressure on Peyton Manning. If we could be the team that pressures Peyton Manning, he's going to have some problems, especially with that blind side out. He's got that blind side guard that's out right now. We definitely need to put pressure on Peyton Manning. If we put pressure on Peyton Manning, he's going to be throwing into double coverage, and that's where Charles Woodson, DJ Hayden, all our, elite people that we got in the backfield that need to be stepping it up and converting some turnovers for us. Tracy Porter, he's coming off a good game last game. He's had a rocky preseason with us. He had a rocky game with the Colts. Not that rocky, but he still kind of got burned. But he did have a good game against Jacksonville. He swatted it down a few times, and he was reading routes good. He had a nice, blitz off the side with Usama Young. And that's it, really. I know that's what we need to do. Defense and offense both need to step it up. This is going to be a big game for us. Everybody's doubting us. I know all the ESPN analysts, all the NFL Network, everybody, they're all going to be trying to say that Denver's going to shut us out. But obviously, anything can happen, guys. It's any given Sunday, and I'm going in with positive thoughts. I know in the last video and my prediction says it's going to get killed. I'm just being ready for it. But I do have high hopes for this. I am positive. I do think we can shock the world. And our defense will really compete. I'm sure that our defense is going to look really good out there. That's what I'm hoping. So that's it for the Denver Bronco game. It's going to be Monday Night Football, and I will definitely do a recap video as soon as the game is done. So, yeah, that's it for that. And another thing that's really cool that the ESPN analyst says, they know we're going to get a lot of money released to us at the end of this offseason. We're going to be able to make some good moves. I mean, not buy big old free agents and just not about all the big names and everything, guys, but the people that Reggie and Dennis Allen see potential in, at least we know that we'll have the money to grab them for the next season because we'll have the funds for it. So we don't need to, be grabbing big names or anything. But like I said, the Rod Streeters and the Jerron Kreiners, all the people that can catch the ball really well, we can make the moves, guys. And I'm just really excited for the future of the Oakland Raiders. And even though if we don't make playoffs this year or anything like that, just know, guys, we have a lot of money being released to us. We have a good defense. It looks like we have a good defense this year, so we could build on that. And who knows? I think the sky's the limit from here, guys.